Hey friends, it is Taco Tuesday, the first Taco Tuesday of 2024. Happy New Year. Who's excited for a new year? Do you guys like I was talking about this in the last hour. I love the new year. It's like a fresh start, it's a new opportunity. I'm like a goal setter, I'm like a planner. I want to drop in the chat and tell me, drop a 1 if you love it and drop a 2 if you hate it. Because some people hate, like they're like I saw Shannon Carter. She was like, I don't stop sending me like emails about planners. Like I can't do planners. That's a no for me. Like she's like, I can do them for 3 days and that's it. Actually, might have said a week, but um so most of you love it, but there are definitely some of you. It's a 2. Okay, if you normally are a 1, but this year you don't love it, tell me why. Tell me why you don't love it. All right. Oh, so let me clarify that, April. There can be as many people enter the circle of excellence as possible. I don't have to get rid of someone, but there's just only 3 people in it now. We don't have to kick someone off the throne. We can just pull up another chair at the table. Okay. All right. Are you ready? Let's talk about this. All right. So tonight we're talking about goal setting, but we're going to go a step further because some of you are like, why are we talking about goal setting again? We're going to talk about goals and action, because where people get stuck is they set goals or they have aspirations or intentions or ideas, and then they don't take action the most part. So I want to talk about that. I do want to tell you first that tomorrow night we have our first Winning Wednesday Zoom. So the first Wednesday of the month, we will have Winning Wednesday. It will still be a collaboration of all the SSDs, Carol, Shelly, Hannah, and I. Most months you will see all of us on here, but like this month, like Carol's on a cruise, so she won't be on here. Or like if someone has like a family holiday, birthday or something, you won't see them, right? Or they're traveling. But the goal is you will see us all every first Wednesday of the month, and we're going to kind of dissect the month. We're going to give you some ideas, maybe some challenges, and help you really get going for the month. And so you can maximize the opportunity in front of you. So the first one is tomorrow. It is at what was previously our normal Work It Wednesday time for the first Monday of the month. So time doesn't change. There is a new link though. So if I am your superstar director, it will be dropped in the Scent Warriors group page. If Carol, Hannah, or Shelly are your superstar directors, they will be sharing it with you as well. All the SSDs have the link. Okay, makes sense? Okay. All right, but join us. It'll be fun, and it ought to be entertaining a little bit too, because the 4 of us together is a little entertaining usually. All right. I want to know who has set a goal for 2024. Tell me in the comments chat who has a goal, and tell me, if you're brave, tell me what your goal is. I like it. I like it. Vicky, your goal is 10K. 10K what? In commission? 10K in personal sales? Tell me what that means. I'm gonna add a couple people in. If you're a co-host, you can feel free to add people too. Ooh, Natasha's got all the goals. Director consistency every month, 1K PRV, 1 new recruit, at least 3 parties, 35,000 PRV. I love it. Director focus on systems. Okay, awesome. I love it. You guys have really good goals. Okay. All right, Jen, I'm going to call you out. You said we are hoping for annual sales this year. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, but I want you to take the hoping out, and I want you to say we will earn annual sales this year. Okay. That verbiage in your mind actually makes a big difference. You wouldn't think it does, but it does. At least 12 parties a year, get to lead consultant, recruit at least 2 newbies a month, director. I love these. Okay, re-promote director, at least 30,000 PRV. I love it. Can I tell you what I think about? Now, everyone does not have this mindset. So, and I know that. Here's what I think about annual. Does everyone know what annual sales is? if you sell 30,000 PRV from May 1st to April 30th, right? I feel like my brain, I literally didn't sleep last night. So my brain's might be a little off, but May 1st to April 30th, 30,000 PRV, you get $1,000 bonus from Scentsy. And they usually pay it out June after commissions are paid. Okay. Sometime mid-June, it usually is paid out. So here's my thought on that. I think it's something that people are like, whoa, 30,000, that's a huge figure. But broken down, someone tell me how much is that a month over 12 months? Let's do some simple math.
2,500.
2,500 a month. And while some of you might think that is a stretch right now, it is definitely something this year you can work to hit. And in my opinion, 30,000 PRV, sometimes we have people who have 29,850, and I'm like, you are $150 short of $1,000 bonus. And I'm not encouraging them to bonus buy, I'm encouraging them to find sales, right? But I feel like that is money Scentsy is giving us for hitting a goal. And when we don't make that a goal, we're leaving money on the table. And I don't like leaving money on the table. I want to earn all the possible money that I can. And so if there's an incentive or there's some way that Scentsy is telling me that I can earn some extra money, I'm gonna do it because. So that's my thought on annual sales. Okay. All right. An annual mentor. If you don't know what annual mentor is, who wants to put in the chat what annual mentor is? Same thing. Okay. Someone's going to drop in the chat for us. All right.
I've got it right here, Karen, if you want me to say it.
Yes. Yeah. Say it. Say it.
It's minimum 14 certified frontline from May 1st to April 30th.
Join from May 1st to April 30th. Yep. And then you get $25 for each of them that hits certified and 50 for each of them that hits lead. Now it is not 25 plus 50. It is you get paid for whichever level they reach. Okay. But again, that's money that's you're potentially leaving on the table. And some of you come really close to that. So anyways, that's my thought on that. I might have deviated a little bit from my plan. Okay. So you told me what your goals were. Now I want to know if you have a word for 2024. And I know everyone doesn't do this, but a lot of you have words, and I want to know if you have a word for 2024. Ooh, Jen, rebound. I like that word. Build consistency. I feel like rebound was my word for last year. It wasn't my official word, but I feel like it could have been consistency, positive, leave, growth, build, faith, adaptability, worthwhile. These are all fantastic. Prosperity, evolve. Yeah, Megan, you and I should probably have a power chat. Like, I'm really struggling with my word. Okay. Initiative, achieve. I love them. Okay. Things like that are really powerful. And I know some people don't set goals. Is there anyone in here who is not a goal setter? Like, you can just say in the chat, me. We're not gonna like tie you to the stake or anything if you're not a goal setter, but you're not Ricky, you're not a goal setter, really? I'm really surprised. I didn't know that. Okay, I'm terrible at it. Okay, so we've got a few that are not goal setters. So a couple thoughts on the reasons that people don't set goals. And this doesn't apply to everyone, so this might not resonate with you. But some people don't set goals because they're afraid they won't achieve them, right? Here's the thing with goal setting. The goal isn't really the final result. The work that you put in daily to achieve that goal moves you forward no matter what. So if you get 3/4 through the year and you're like, I haven't hit that goal, it's okay. We extend the timeline, right? This isn't like it's not like a grading scale A through F. Oh, you failed on your goal, right? Your goal is just, it should drive you and it should motivate you and it should cause you to act all the time. Some of you don't set goals or you set goals and you don't achieve them because they don't really speak to you. You've chosen the wrong goal. And so we talked, I did a goal setting for my group last Thursday, and we talked a little bit about why is that your goal? But why? And then you have an answer, but why? So, I set kind of a big lofty goal last year it was a 12-month goal. It wasn't based on a calendar year. And, Fraser Brooks is like, but why is that your goal? And I was like, it's a good question. But really, why is that your goal? And I realized that while it's something I want to achieve, it wasn't actually my goal because I couldn't unpeel the onion and come up with multiple reasons why that was really my goal. It's my goal because it seemed like a really cool thing to achieve and it was a milestone I hadn't achieved. But that didn't really speak to me, right? So I had to kind of unpack, and it's still like I still would like to accomplish it in those 12 months, but it's not a goal that drives me every day to action. So some of you don't set goals because you don't think, well, because they demotivate you, because then you feel pressure, right? And if that's the case, then I'm going to tell you maybe your goal is too big, or maybe you're setting a goal too far out. Maybe you need a 30-day goal or a 60-day goal or something that doesn't that you can break down a little more. All right. When you set your goals, and we're going to talk mostly tonight about why people don't reach their goals. We're going to talk mostly about what to do to accomplish your goals. And then I've got a call to action for you all, and it's Carol's. Let's just be honest. Carol's like, and then you need to have them do this on the Zoom. So we're going to do what Carol said. When you set your goals, some of you set goals that, how can I say nicely? Often I ask you what your goals are, and you are like, I want to get out of debt. Or I want to take my family on vacation. Or I want to quit my job. And those are great, and those are good aspirations, but they aren't specific enough and they won't drive you. I want to take my family on vacation. Okay, where do you want to go? When do you want to do it? How much is it going to cost? You have to have a specific, measurable, actionable, relatable, time-bound goal. And a lot of you get lost in that, especially those of you who have a goal. I want to get out of debt. Okay, what does that mean? And you don't have to tell me, but you need to know yourself. Like, I have this much debt and I want to pay it off by this date. Now you have a plan. Now you can divide that up over, if it's a 12-month plan, you can divide that up over time, figure out how much you need to pay every month, or you can Dave Ramsey snowball it, right? But if you don't, if your goal is too vague, you are never going to accomplish it. Never. Because you don't really know what you're working towards. So if you want to take your family on vacation, you need to know where you're going to go, when you're going to go. You need to know what you're going to do, how much it's going to cost. And on that vision board needs to be a picture of that beach or that hotel or, the castle at Disney World or something that is very specific and drives you. Okay. All right. And that's where I see most of you get stuck with your goal setting. Those of you who do set goals, it's like, I want to do this, or I might do this, or whatever, but they just aren't bound up enough. They aren't, if you want to pay off $10,000 in debt, but you don't know how much you want to pay off, and you pay $2 this month, and you're like, oh, well, I don't really pay anything off because the interest was more than what I, paid. So you got to have some way to check it off. Like, I love the little trackers. You can go on Etsy, you can find trackers, you can find all sorts of things. Lots of people in this group create really good creative trackers. So whatever your goal is, figure out a way to track it and visually see it. Okay, let's talk about where people get stuck. 23% of you that set goals will quit them by Saturday. 23% of people quit their goal in the first week of the year. That's Saturday, you guys. That's not really a good commitment to your goal if you quit it by Saturday. 43 of you will quit it by January 31st. I don't want you to be those people, okay? Here's where people get stuck. Number one, mindset. A lot of you get stuck in mindset. Who is, yeah, and goals do have to have a plan. You're right, Alex. Goals have to have a plan. Okay. Who gets in their own head? Drop a 1 if you get in your own head. Oh, or raise your hand. I feel like community just loved company right there, right? Who gets stuck in your own head? You are your own worst critic, and you are the number one thing that gets in your way of achieving your goals. Okay. You are the biggest obstacle in your business, in your life, right? So you have to get out of your head. That voice that's telling you you cannot accomplish that goal, it needs to shut the freak up, right? I try to keep that as clean as possible, you guys. You're welcome. But you have to silence that voice. And so there's a couple ways you can do it. Okay. And I know some of you think this is hokey pokey, like garbage, but I'm telling you, it works. Affirmations truly work. Okay. So if you have a goal for 30 days, someone tell me, you wanted to hear the F-bomb? Well, it almost came out, but I did control that, right? Okay. So someone tell me what your goal is again, because I'm going to give you an affirmation for it. Someone tell me in the chat so I don't have to scroll all the way up. Give me a specific, measurable, actionable, time-bound goal, relatable goal. So Becky wants to sell 4K PRV a month. So Becky's affirmation could be, people buy Scentsy every single day from me. And she literally will just tell herself that over and over and over again. You guys have heard me talk about how sucky my sponsoring was in 2022, right? I had like the worst year I'd ever had in sponsoring. So I asked my kids, I was like, I don't want to do math. So I need you to tell me my year-over-year growth for my sponsoring, 2022 to 2023. And my year-over-year growth was 10,000%. Okay. And it was solely based on a mindset shift. But one of the affirmations that I told myself every single day, and I still do, is people want to join Scentsy under me. People want to join my team. It's very simple, but I tell myself it every day. In fact, I stand in front of the mirror and I talk to myself and I say, people want to join my team today. And you have to, those of you who are ones who told me that you get in your own head, you have to have more positive thoughts go into your head than the negative rhetoric that you're telling yourself. And affirmations are one of the best ways to do that. So let me give you another one. Andrew wants to be active by the 5th. So 200 PRV by the 5th. So you might tell yourself, especially at the end of the month and beginning of the month, people buy Scentsy at the beginning of the month for me every single month. People always want Scentsy at the beginning of the month. Or, people want that whiff box on the 1st of the month. And you tell yourself this over and over. And I'm telling you guys, it really works. I know you're telling me like, I don't know, try it. But don't try it one day. You have to keep trying it over and over and over again. Okay. You want 3 parties at the very least every month. Okay. Every month this year. So you would tell yourself, Heather, people love to party with me. It's that simple. People love to party with me. Or my Scentsy parties are so much fun. People are lining up wanting to do it. Okay. You guys get the idea. Do I need to give you more examples? Earn the incentive by the end of the month. So you would tell yourself, I earn every incentive trip out there. You would just tell yourself, I earn the incentive trip, or I'm going to Hawaii in June, or whatever it is. Like, you just tell yourself over and over, because you've got that voice of doubt up there that's telling you that you may or you may not. And that really does direct your activity. So somebody let Dawn in. Cool. Okay. All right. So it's super simple, but it really does work. You feel a little stupid the first, I don't know how long, when you're talking to yourself in the mirror, but I promise you, nobody knows, nobody sees it, but it really does work. Okay. Manifestations the other way. And we talked about that. So I confused some of you guys with the audio board the other night, but you are just telling yourself that your goal has already happened. You can do it a whole bunch of different ways, but an audio board is simply you saying to yourself, recording a little message to yourself. Who dropped the TikTok? Someone dropped the TikTok in my group, sharing the example of like, hey girl, remember that goal we set last year? Did we hit that? Did we get that bonus? We did, right? Oh, did we get this? Like talking to yourself in the future like it already happened, right? Ooh, did we get that raise? Did we go on that trip to Vegas? Yeah, we did, right? And then it was, the split screen, and she's like, Yeah, we went to Vegas. Did we go here? Yep, we went there, you know. Or you can simply, like, I will record myself. It sounds cheesy, but I'm telling you it works. I can the results like speak loudly. Um, I'll just record myself in my notes and I'll be like, or in my, I'll just record myself. Hey, we're in Bora Bora right now, and this is epic. Like, I never want to come home. I want to leave. I don't ever want to leave this over the water bungalow. Like, I don't care that it's $4,000 a night. Like, this is epic. I work dang hard and I'm so glad I'm here. Like that kind of thing. Okay. And you just listen to it over and over. All right. Okay, here's the next reason why people don't hit their goals. They quit when it gets hard. Who thinks life is easy? Drop a 1 in the chat if you think your life should be easy. Oh, there's no ones. Yes, Alex, you need to be recording. You should send me a message every day being like, Karen, we are in Bora Bora. Can you believe we are here? Right? Like, it should be like as if it's already happened, right? Absolutely. All right. Life is not simple or easy, you guys. There will always be obstacles, but what most of you do is you self-sabotage yourself because you set this freaking amazing goal. And then usually in the first week, there's some bump in the road or life happens. Like, I had all these plans. I had like all these plans for this week, and life literally blew up in our house with my mom's health, like literally blew up, right? And doesn't show any sign of letting down. It's actually kind of declining, right? So I have two choices. I can give up on my goals and my dreams week 1 of the month, or I can do what I've done for many years, and you guys hate this word, but I can pivot and I can figure out how to work my business through the obstacle, because the obstacle will always be there. Like, you've heard me say it before. The most successful leaders are the ones who learn to work through the obstacle. They don't quit when they get to it. Now, I'm not saying your focus does not become whatever the family crisis is, because it does. Your focus should always be that, but you can't stop and wait for life to get easier, because it's not going to get easier. That's just life. Okay. So you have to get good at being resilient. All right. And you perhaps need to find someone like Lottie or Shannon, I'm going to call you two out, who will kick you in the tail when life gets rough and say, get over yourself. I gave you a little grace. Now move on, right? We all need those friends who do that, right? I love those friends that like kick me in the tail when I need it, that'll give me the tough love, who are like, okay. I used to have this rule in the military when Steve was active duty, because often I would not like the decisions the military made for our future, or that they were sending him to combat again or whatever. So my neighbor, Donna Martin, and I had this rule. We could have a pity party for 24 hours, sometimes 48, but after that, we had to get over it and move on no matter what it was, right? And often we wouldn't even get to the 24-hour mark. We'd be like, okay, well, we can't change it, so what are we going to do about it, right? All right. So you have to learn to get resilient and get good at pivoting when life gets hard, if you want to not quit by Saturday or quit by January 31st. People also quit because they aren't truly vested in their goal. And I talked about that a little bit already. If your goal doesn't motivate you to get up and want to work, then it's not the right goal. Just go back and figure out what really is. What do you really want? Sometimes we think we want goals because other people have told us we want them, or because we think we want them because our friends want them, or we think it's the next logical thing for our business or our life, right? But if the goal doesn't speak to you, it's no good. All right. We don't hit our goals sometimes because we don't take daily action. I am doing a 90-day challenge with Kristen Boss right now. I'm about to start a 90-day challenge with Fraser Brooks. Simple action every day done over and over and over again brings powerful results, right? Now, even in that 90-day challenge, there are some grace periods. Like, you can have 12, I messed up, I forgot, or I rested days, right? Because that's okay. That's life. And you can still successfully complete it. The important thing is when you rest or you mess up or you forget, that you don't let that go on to day 2 and day 3 and day 4 and day 5, that you pick up where you left off and you keep going. So daily action, and daily action doesn't have to take a lot of time. You can accomplish a lot in 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is. Just set the timer. Maybe you're like, I will not have, and you can also, Jason Harwood talks about this. You can attach it to a pain point, like something you want, like, I will not have my coffee in the morning if you're a coffee drinker until I have commented on 10 people's posts on social media, or until I've done 10 minutes, or I will listen to my podcast when I walk for 10 minutes in the 20 minutes in the morning, or whatever the case may be, right? But something you want to do and something you have to do, and you stack them together. It's kind of Atomic Habits. It's kind of a Jason Harwood also analogy. So, but if you don't take daily action, it's really hard to stick to your goal and be motivated. And then some people focus on the wrong things. A lot of people focus and get stuck on the education part and never get to the action part, right? So it is great. We want you to learn. We want you to show up to these Zooms. We want you to create new systems in your business. We want you to like fine tune the systems you have in your business. But if you never get to the revenue generating action, your business will never move forward and you will never hit that goal. Ever. All right. Okay. What else? And so some of you need to stop planning and start doing, right? You need to do it messy and you need to grow through it. Some of you are so afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are great. You guys, challenges are good. Mistakes are great. You learn what not to do. Don't get tied up to mistakes. All right. And then some of you don't have accountability. And I know I gave kind of a tough love version of this the other night, right? You need someone to hold you accountable. You also need a community. You also need people that cheer you on and people that collaborate with you, but you need accountability. So you got to find that. All right. Next, I want to talk for just a couple minutes about action steps. Okay. So you've got your goal, and I'm going to challenge you if you've got your big goal for the year. Some of you had goals for the month. I'm going to challenge you to create a 30 or 90-day goal. If 90 days gives you anxiety, make it a 30-day goal. So on a piece of paper, I want you don't have to write this minute if you don't know it, but I want you to write down your 30-day goal. And then I want to know your why for that goal. If you accomplish that goal, what is it going to do for you? Or perhaps your pain point. If you don't accomplish that goal, what's going to happen? Right? Then I want you to write down an affirmation that aligns with that goal. And every single day for 30 days or 90 days, I want you to take action around that one goal. So action could be like posting once a day on social media, connecting with 5 to 10 new leads. Now, when I say new leads, like I don't really think you're going to the grocery store and meeting 5 to 10 new people, but you're connecting with people on social media, perhaps in groups that are not Scentsy related, but are things that you're already passionate about. Like I love plants. So maybe I have joined some plant groups where I'm going to meet people, not shouting that I'm a Scentsy person, but I'm going to build authentic relationships with people on these pages. They're then going to friend me over time, see that I sell Scentsy, and I've expanded my circle. That makes sense? Maybe one of your daily non-negotiable actions is that you're going to follow up with 3 to 5 people, right? Maybe you're going to do, post 3 to 5 times in your stories. Maybe and that wouldn't be business. That would be your life, right? Like, this is where I ate. This is my Costco haul for today. This is the pile of laundry that I just did. Relatable things so people get to know you. Because people want to know you. All right. So those are some steps that I hope will help you not give up on your goal by Saturday or the 31st. Is there anyone who's brave enough to tell me that they've already kind of quit their goal on the 2nd that they set yesterday? No? It's okay if you have. Let's see. Yes, done beats perfect. You guys, sometimes you get wrapped up in the fact that you can't do it unless it's done perfectly. Done beats perfect every single time. Okay. Now I have a little activity. Do not get off the Zoom. This is being recorded. I will go back and see who dropped off the Zoom. Okay. Do not get off the Zoom. Carol said I should challenge you, and I agree, because this is something that's really important to social growth in your business. Does anyone on here feel like they have too many customers? Drop a 1 in the chat if you have too many customers. Does anyone feel that their social circle is too big? Yeah, funny, huh? Right? Okay. Does anyone feel that they are just fed up of meeting new people? No? Okay, good. Yours is way too small, right? So we are going to do one of the things that is really important to social selling, and this has nothing to do with selling. We're going to focus on relationship building. And so what you're going to do now on this Zoom, you don't have to tell us your results, but you're going to stay on here for accountability while you do this. Okay. You are going to get into your Facebook messages, or if you are in a time zone where you can still text people, you could do that. But you're going to get into your messages on social media, and you are going to authentically message 20 people. Okay. 20 people. You're going to have to change the verbiage because you don't want to go to Facebook jail for this. This should be real relationship building and authentic. And you are going to say something like, someone put this in the chat. Someone write this in the chat. Hey, Julie. Now don't say Julie if her name's not Julie. Okay. Hope you had a great new year. I was thinking about you. Do you have time to catch up in the next couple of weeks? Or some version of that. So here's who you're going to message us to. Not other consultants, and not your customers who are currently buying from you or regularly buying from you. You could sprinkle in a couple customers who you haven't heard from for a while. Okay. But most of these should be old friends, people you haven't heard from a while. You all have these people on social media or in your text messages, right? These people that you, gosh, you like to see them at a class reunion, or you see them like you grew up with them, or you used to work with them, or whatever. All you're going to do is you're going to send them that message. Hey, blank. Hope you had a great new year. And some variation about this, like you make it sound like you. It doesn't have to be my words. I was thinking about you. If you weren't thinking about them, leave that out. Make it something else, like, or you could say, it's been a long time since we caught up. Do you have time to catch up in the next couple of weeks? All you are doing is starting a conversation and working on rebuilding that relationship. This has, you are not mentioning the word sense. You are not telling them what your special is. You are not asking them to buy or join. None of that. Okay. So we're going to do this right now. It's going to be so fun. Who's excited? And if you're not excited, you can blame Carol. Okay. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to do it too. We'll stop the recording because, quite honestly, they don't need to watch you do this for the next 10, 15 minutes, right?